Hello there everyone, welcome back to another One Piece card game video. I'm continuing my coverage of OP03 Pillars of Strength with another deck profile. If you have not seen the huge number of these I've put out on the channel and that are coming out on the channel over the coming days, weeks and months even, you should check those out. You can find them up there. I think they are some really good ones for basically every meta deck you would want to give a go. I've got a profile for it, so if it's not already up on the channel, hit that subscribe button. 80% of you have not, and you will see it very soon. Speaking of which, 80% of you have not, what's wrong, bro? Just hit the button. I'd be at like 10k. Come on, hit the button. Anyway, we'll stop being obnoxious. Like the video, of course, if you do enjoy it, but you can wait till the end to do that. And what I do want to say as well is if you are interested in in-depth guides, you can find those over on my Patreon. It's $5 a month. I think it's really quite reasonable for what you're getting. You can have some examples of OP02 and OP01 guides on my channel. Those are up for free. And as a format sort of ends, I do put the guides up onto my YouTube channel for free, so you can see those there. But if you're interested in getting like a sort of advanced guides and advanced meta-analysis well before the actual format starts, so you can really start testing ASAP, you should check out my Patreon. By the time you're seeing this, there's a lot of guides on there for the format, and if you've got some events coming up, I really do think they can be beneficial to you. But if you also just want to help support the channel, I would appreciate that as well. Let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Today we are talking about Whitebeard. This was the tier 0 completely unbeatable deck in the format. Now it is just tier 1, tied for best deck. Woe is Whitebeard. Yeah, this deck is absolutely nuts. Let's talk about why. So, we start off with the leader. This is a 6 life, 6k power leader. At the end of turn, you add the top card of your life to your hand. So you're on a clock, right? Except not really. And we'll talk about that a little more in a bit. But yeah, you're not really on a clock at all. That's kind of a bait. So let's talk about the 1-drops. Firstly, we play 4 copies of Otama. This card is really good. Why? Because you combo Otama with Marco, and you are absolutely cooking. It's a 2k counter that you want lots of 2k counters in this deck, because come the end of the game, when you are on low life, your opponent's going to be pushing everything they can into you. You need to be able to doing those counters, because the end of the game is going to come relatively quick, seeing as you're taking a damage basically every single turn. But also, it's just very good at giving minus power to your opponent's board, obviously to combo with the Marco, but also just to let you remove certain threats. Play 4 copies of Makino. This is just to turn your Izo into a random attacker, and sometimes just randomly lethal, but of course, it is mainly used as a 2k counter. 4 copies of Izo, probably the best red card in OP03, just adding disgusting levels of consistency to these Whitebeard pirate decks. Play 4 copies of Jozu. This is a rush card that you've done 1, you give this card rush, and it's also a 2k counter, so it's just very good. And of course, it's searchable with Izo. Play 4 copies of each of the Marcos. Honestly, I have talked, I think, people's ears off about why these cards are so good. So you can check out my in-depth analysis to red up there if you want the full explanation of both Marcos as to why they are so insane. But the TLDR is 1 blocks, 1 has on-play removal. They're both 1k counter. One's a 5k, one's a 6k. They both got good stats. They're both never ever dying. They're both really good. So yeah, those are the reasons you should be playing them. Play 3 copies of Kingju, because it turns out Whitebeard likes playing some big statted boys. Again, you're perfectly happy to just build up your board over a couple turns and then start pile driving in over like turns 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Play 2 copies of 7-drop Ace. This card gains Rush because your leader is a Whitebeard pirate, and it gives minus 3k to 2 of your opponent's characters. This can be really nice for just randomly removing stuff. The nice thing to point out about Ace as well is when you play it, if you are targeting 5ks, what happens is, because you've done minus 3k, those 5ks become 2k, and that means your Izos that you've probably played multiple copies of can just swing into them and just start removing counter from your opponent's hand, which is a really nice way to just destroy your opponent's hand before you then like start swinging into like with your leader and stuff to actually secure the killing of the card. We play 4 copies of Thatch. A 6/8 is just very high value, very well statted, and Whitebeard can afford to play it. Play 4 copies of Edward Newgate. This is the reason I was saying it's not really on a clock, because typically speaking, you are playing this on turn 5. Because you have 8 searches for Whitebeard pirates now, you're always finding this card in time. What does that mean? Well, that means turn 1 you take a life, turn 2 you take a life, turn 3 you take a life, and turn 4 you take a life. That means you got 2 life left, and on that turn you're going to slam an Edward Newgate, and you probably have enough consistency to find another one to play the turn after that, and you're going to be on 8k base with 2 life. you can imagine it gets very, very difficult to kill Whitebeard on those turns. We play 4 copies of Radical Beam. This is just obviously amazing because it's just letting you not die. We play 4 copies of Whitebeard Pirates. This is finding all your Whitebeard Pirate cards. We play 4 copies of Guard Point. Again, this is an overperforming card like Rad Beam, a 1-drop 4k and a 1-drop 3k. It just means that you're basically never dying, and you can always use the most appropriate one for the attack power. And we play 1 copy of Fire Fist, just a little bit of spice. So this is a really, really powerful combo with Ace. This is all very, very searchable, so it's pretty calm. Where essentially you play down an Ace, you pop a 9k, you pop an 8k, and you pop a 7k. So your opponent is just losing their board. Now you do have to discard an event, but Whitebeard tends to stockpile a large number of events in the hand anyway. And you're drawing so many from the life you're taking, plus all the filtering, that this deck is just really, really, really powerful. So overall, Whitebeard, absolutely one of the top dogs in the format. If you are looking to learn a deck that is really, really good, Whitebeard is absolutely one of the ones you should be learning. It is a top 3 deck for sure. You can win events with this deck. Is this the be-all and end-all list? No, I don't think it is the perfect list. I think this is a really great place to start from, especially considering the amount of innovation that there is still, I think, to do in the OP03 metagame for us, and I'm very excited to see what people do and where people go. I really do recommend giving this deck a try, and if nothing else, you should be learning how to play against it if you are playing something else. If you found this video useful, please do like it, subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content. Again, check out my Patreon for in-depth guides to lots of different decks, meta-analyses, and all that sort of stuff, or if you just want to support the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.